I deep cleaned my apartment recently, and obviously one of the things that comes with deep cleaning is getting rid of a bunch of stuff. Some stuff that's easy to get rid of, and some stuff that you have to sit there and really reevaluate if it serves any use to you anymore. That part's always particularly hard for me, but I always am proud of myself. I made a lot of progress in getting rid of a lot of things that don't serve me. Cleaning out my closet, literally, I could not bring myself to throw away my Rubik's Cube, because I'm still holding on to the possibility that someday I will learn how to actually solve one of those things. I have too many skills that I've tried to acquire over the years, too many interests. Some of them stick with me a little bit, some of them don't stick with me at all. Some of them I actually go on to be pretty good at. Rubik's Cube is one that I've never actually advanced toward learning. And I don't totally know why it's so elusive to me. I remember watching in my elementary school class, some middle schoolers came in and demonstrated how fast they could solve a Rubik's Cube. I'm like, okay, obviously if middle schoolers can do it, then it is possible. You know, it's not that far out of reach. And I have good analytical skills. I love doing Sudoku and stuff like that. So I really do think that it could have happened. It just kind of hasn't. I haven't kick-started myself to actually sit down for those first few hours of frustration and watching a YouTube video or something to actually learn how to do it. And I'm just wondering, am I ever actually going to do it? I bought this particular Rubik's Cube like 3 years ago because it was supposed to come with some app that would teach you how to do it and would be able to tell through some motion sensors if you were doing it correctly. Didn't work. The Bluetooth would not sync up. It was a piece of crap. So there's some discouragement in buying something that was broken, but hey, it's still a functioning Rubik's Cube on its own, even without the app. I gotta learn it just the old-fashioned way. But I also sometimes wonder if maybe I just need the prestige of that golden thing off in the distance that I still have not learned how to do. It's like a waiting for Godot of skill acquisition. It's only given its significance by the fact that it still isn't here, it still isn't here, it still isn't here. But I want it to be, you know? I don't like admitting defeat toward anything, including just my own ability to discipline myself to learn something. But obviously you can only learn so many things in this world, and you have to decidedly say, I'm no longer disciplining myself at this thing in order to get good at a bunch of other things, probably a lot of other more meaningful things. But it just still sits there. Another thing is that it doesn't take up that much space. So unlike, I don't know, some sports equipment for a sport that I don't play, it doesn't take up as much space. So it can just sit there on my desk, just saying, hey, you still don't know how to solve me. Another thing is that I remember learning how to solve just one side of a Rubik's Cube and just doing that over and over and over again. In a book called Mastery by George Leonard, he refers to that as being a skill hacker. You figure out something without ever advancing any better than it. You're like, yeah, that's good enough. That satisfies me for now. And then for now just ends up being, you know, the rest of your life. I can do it, though. I can do it. I really don't like setting New Year's resolutions because I'm always just setting myself up to be disappointed by all the things that I didn't do and how big of ambitions I had at the beginning of the year. But I feel like maybe finally scratching learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube off the list. That'd be a pretty big one. And the thing is, with all those skills that I talked about before, I genuinely carry just a little bit with me, right? So like, I got really obsessive about learning how to play piano back in 2016. And I still know how to play like 2 songs. Not very well, but I can still play 2 songs. I took Irish dance 1 summer of classes because my sister wanted to and my parents made me join her when I was like 9 years old. I still remember 1 single dance. Okay? I'm really confident that if I just sit down and do this, it will stick with me forever. And this is where I'm getting to the point of overthinking and over-talking about it, which often leads to me not doing stuff. That's the main source of all our distress in the things that we're trying to accomplish. Is that we do so much thinking compared to this little bit of action. Anyway, that's pretty much all that I had to say in this video in so many ways. I want to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. But maybe I don't want the self that doesn't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube to die. We fear change, is what it comes down to. I don't know, some poetry crap.